Dan saya akan teruskan dengan perkembangan seterusnya dalam bahasa Inggeris, di mana US stocks closed slightly lower on Thursday after veering between gains and losses as investors gauged the latest round of economic data and the Federal Reserve's policy statement against tariff concerns. Selling pressure has intensified in recent weeks after a string of economic indicators signal the economy and consumer sentiment may be cooling as the Trump administration imposes reciprocal trade tariffs.
Still, equities rose in 3 of the prior 4 sessions, with the benchmark S&P index rallying more than 1% on Wednesday after the Fed kept interest rates unchanged as widely expected and indicated 2 quarter-point interest rate cuts were likely later this year, the same median forecast as 3 months ago. The central bank also said it sees lower economic growth and at least temporarily higher inflation.
So today the market is really struggling to kind of find a lane. I think you've got what is still a slightly negative growth backdrop and the tariff uncertainty that has obviously been a huge contributor to the 10% correction we entered, but buoyed by some positive comments on the consumer, some economic data surprising to the upside, and obviously a primarily dovish Fed yesterday. So you have a market that's really struggling to find a ground, and what is this next leg going to look like? We've obviously had the leg down on growth scare here, but can we get some certainty on the tariff picture and allow the fundamentals and particularly first quarter earnings to really drive the market higher? Because I do think the fundamental backdrop remains solid despite the uncertainty that we're seeing from Washington.
The Dow Jones fell 11.31 points or 0.03% to 41,953.32. The S&P 500 lost 12.40 points or 0.22% to 5,662.89, and the Nasdaq Composite lost 59.16 points or 0.33% to 17,691.63. Economic data on Thursday showed weekly initial jobless claims increased slightly last week, although the outlook may be dimming due to government spending cuts, interest rate levels, and policy uncertainty.